Welcome to Digital Signal Processing Online Lecture Series. In the previous session, we have seen the unit Discrete Fourier Transform, its properties and applications. In that, we have seen the topic circular convolution. We have seen that there are three methods of finding circular convolution: graphical method, matrix method, and DFT and IDFT method. In the previous sessions, we have seen the first two methods, that means matrix method and graphical method. Now in this session, we are going to see the examples based on the third method, that is DFT and IDFT method. So let's start with that. So first of all, let us revise the formula of circular convolution, which is y of m, that is equals to summation of m equals to 0 to n minus 1, x1 of n into x2 of m minus n for n. Now we are considering the third method, DFT and IDFT method, from the three methods of finding circular convolution. So for DFT and IDFT method, there are three steps to be followed to find the circular convolution. Here the first step is, for the given sequences x1 of n and x2 of n, we need to find the DFT of it, that is x1 of k and x2 of k. Now in this step, to find the DFT of x1 of n and x2 of n, we will use the matrix method using Twiddle factor or the values of conjugates to find the DFT x1 of k and x2 of k. That means the 4 cross 4 multiplexing and matrix multiplication to find DFT in this step. Step 2 is to multiply the obtained sequences x1 of n, x1 of k and x2 of k to obtain y of k. So in step 2, we will obtain y of k, that is equals to multiplication of x1 of k and x2 of k. Then the third step is to obtain IDFT, that is inverse discrete Fourier transform of y of k. So again we will use the matrix method to find the IDFT of y of k, that means to obtain y of n. Let's see the example. So here in this first example, the data given to us is to determine the response y of n of FIR filter where the input x of n is 1, 2, 2, 1 and h of n is 1, 2, 3. It is mentioned to use DFT and IDFT formula. So let's see how we can solve this. So here x of n given to us is 1, 2, 2, 1 and h of n given to us is 1, 2, 3. Now as we are using 4 cross 4 matrix DFT method, we need to have over here 3 values which is to be converted into 4 values. So here there are 3 values 1, 2, 3. We will insert fourth value 0. So for x of k, that means the first step to obtain x of k from x of n, we will use the matrix method where the matrix will be horizontal 1 values, vertical 1 values, diagonal minus j, over here plus j, having the diamond entry -1 and in between 1. This is the same matrix which we have seen in the previous session to find the DFT of the given sequence. This is to be multiplied with x of n, which is 1, 2, 2, 1 in our case. If you multiply this, the first row will be 1 into 1, 1, plus 1 into 2, 2, plus 1 into 2, 2, plus 1 into 1, 1. Same way the second row will be 1 into 1, 1, minus j into 2, minus 2j, minus 1 into 2, minus 2, plus j into 1, j. Same way now we multiply third row with this column for the respective values. So we'll get 1 into 1, 1, minus 1 into 2, minus 2, plus 1 into 2, 2, minus 1 into 1, minus 1. and the fourth row will be 1 into 1 1, j into 2 plus 2j, minus 1 into 2 minus 2, minus j into 1 minus j. So here the x of k, that means DFT of x of n will be 6 minus 1 minus j, 0 minus 1 plus j. Same way we need to obtain h of k for this value of h of k. So h of k will be obtained using the same matrix method. Here the values we will take is 1, 2, 3, 0. Same way we can obtain the h of k, which is 6 minus 2 minus 2j, 2 minus 2 plus 2j. Now the next step is to multiply these two DFTs to obtain y of k. So the next is y of k, that is the multiplication of x of k and h of k. In our case, x of k is 6 minus 1 minus j, 0 minus 1 plus j, and it is to be multiplied with this value, that is 6 minus 2 minus 2j, 2 minus 2 plus 2j. By multiplying the respective elements, we will get y of k, that is equals to 36, 4j, 0 and minus 4j. Now the next step is to find the IDFT. So to find the IDFT, we will use the IDFT formula of matrix method, that is 1 by n conjugate of the matrix multiplied with the y of k for the n point. So here we have n point 4, that is n equals to 4. We will take 1 by 4 into the matrix having the places of j and minus j reversed with the multiplication of the elements 36, 4j, 0 minus 4j, values of y of k. If we multiply this, we will do the matrix multiplication, we will get the values 36, 28, 36, 44. It is to be divided by 4 for each and every element. So we will get the answer 9, 7, 9, 11. So here the y of n, or as the original sequence, y of n will be equals to 9, 7, 9, 11. That means this is the circular convolution obtained from DFT and IDFT method. We have seen in the properties of DFT that the circular convolution of two sequences is the multiplication of its DFTs. So using that property, we are obtaining the circular convolution by multiplying the two DFTs of the given sequences. Let us consider one more example. So in this second example, the data given is to compute circular convolution of given discrete time sequences, and it is asked to verify the result with DFT method for x of n, which is given as 2, 3, 5, and h of n, which is given as 1, 3. Now here the values are given, x of n and h of n having 3 and 2 elements respectively. We know that to use DFT and IDFT method for matrix, we need to have 4 values. So we will take x of n equals to 2, 3, 5, 0. We are inserting fourth element having value 0. And here we will use 2 zeros, which will give the value h of n, that is equals to 1, 3, 0, 0. So step 1 is to find x of k and h of k. Then we will do the multiplication of x of k and h of k to get y of k. And then we will use IDFT to get y of n from y of k, as we have done for the previous example. So first of all, let us find x of k. So using the same method, we will use the matrix having the values for DFT, and it is to be multiplied with the value x of n, which is 2, 3, 5, 0. If we do the matrix multiplication, we will get the value x of k, that is equals to 10, minus 3 minus 3j, 4 and minus 3 plus 3j. Same way we will find the value y of k to obtain x of k into h of k, and h of k will be, using same method, we will get h of k, that is equals to 4, 1 minus 3j, minus 2 and 1 plus 3j. As we have obtained x of k and h of k, we will multiply the respective elements to get y of k. So y of k will be equals to x of k into h of k. We have obtained these two values. So multiplying these two, we will get 40 minus 12 plus 6j minus 8 minus 12 minus 6j as the answer of y of k. Now the last step is to find the IDFT of this y of k to get the circular convolution y of n. So here we are using n.4. We will use the conjugate matrix for IDFT and will multiply it with y of k. So by placing these values, we will get the matrix multiplication output value as 8, 36, 56 and 60. These all values are to be divided by 4 to get the final answer, which is 2, 9, 14 and 50. So the circular convolution output for this example data is y of n, that is equals to 2, 9, 14 and 50. This is how the answer should be written using the DFT and IDFT method to find the circular convolution. Here we have completed all the three methods of finding circular convolution. First is matrix method, second graphical method and third DFT and IDFT method. I hope that these three methods are clear to you. It is again advisable to use matrix method to find circular convolution if in the data the method is not mentioned, because it is easier and the chances of error are less. So I hope that all of these methods are clear to you. These are the references. Thank you. Thank you for listening.